So EA just bought itself for $55 billion. And if you're wondering what that means for you as a player, well, The Sims Mobile just got deleted from existence, permanently. That's probably a sign. Last week, EA announced that The Sims Mobile, the free-to-play mobile game that's been around since 2018, is shutting down in January 2026. Not just shutting down like, oh, we're taking the servers offline, but you can still play. Number, it's getting wiped, gone. If you have it on your phone after January 20th, it won't open. It'll just be a dead app taking up storage space. And here's the thing. This is happening right after EA went private in a $55 billion buyout deal. Coincidence? Maybe, but probably not. Alright, let's rewind a bit. In August of this year, EA announced it was going private. The deal was valued at $55 billion, with investors including Silver Lake, Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, and, yeah, Jared Kushner's Affinity Partners. Going private means EA is no longer a publicly traded company. No more quarterly earnings calls where they have to explain to shareholders why Battlefield 6 shipped with 12 bugs per square meter. Instead, they answer to private equity firms. And private equity firms have one goal: make money back, fast. Here's where the math gets fun. $55 billion is a lot of debt, and when you're carrying that kind of weight, you start looking for things to cut, which brings us to October 20th, 2025, when EA casually announced that The Sims Mobile would be sunset in 3 months. The announcement was polite, corporate. They thanked the community, said it's been an amazing journey, mentioned there'd be a final update with unlimited energy so players could finish projects and make memories, which is a nice way of saying you have 90 days to say goodbye to the thing you spent money on. Because here's the reality. The Sims Mobile was a free-to-play game. That means microtransactions. People bought SimCash, bought furniture packs, bought seasonal items, and all of that, gone. No refunds. EA turned off in-app purchases on October 20th, so at least they're not taking new money. But if you dropped $50 on a digital couch last month, that couch has an expiration date now. The game will be delisted from app stores on October 21st, which already happened, so new players can't even download it. If you already have it installed, you can keep playing until January 20th. After that, the servers shut off and the app becomes a brick, a very colorful UI-heavy brick. And unlike some other mobile game shutdowns, like Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, which got a paid offline version so people could keep their towns, The Sims Mobile is just done. No offline mode, no archive. It's an always online game, which means when the servers die, so does everything you built. 7 years of updates, 50 million users at one point, $25 million in revenue in the first 6 months, and now it's getting scrapped with 3 months notice. So why now? Why this game? Well, EA hasn't said directly. The official statement is just corporate fluff about sunsetting and celebrating the journey, but the timing is real convenient. EA went private in August, the Sims Mobile shutdown was announced in October, that's 2 months, and when you're a private equity-backed company sitting on billions in debt, you start trimming things that don't make enough money. The Sims Mobile probably wasn't pulling in whale money anymore. Player counts were down. Updates had slowed to a crawl over the last year. People noticed the game was in maintenance mode long before this announcement. And here's the thing about live service games. They cost money to run. Servers aren't free. Neither is customer support or the skeleton crew keeping events running. If the game's not making enough profit, not breaking even, not doing okay but enough, it's on the chopping block. EA still has The Sims Free Play, which came out in 2011 and is apparently still making money. They also have something called Project Stories in the works, a new Sims mobile game that's supposedly in development, so the mobile Sims strategy isn't dead, they're just killing the version that stopped printing money. And this is the part that's wild. EA kept taking people's money up until October. Players were buying SimCash, buying event passes, spending real dollars on digital items in a game that EA knew was going to shut down. There's no way this decision was made in the last 2 weeks. They knew. They just didn't tell anyone until the very end. Some players on Reddit are talking about feeling scammed. And yeah, that tracks. Imagine putting $100, $200 into a game over the years, thinking it's a long-term thing, and then finding out it has an expiration date you were never warned about. The worst part? This is legal. When you buy something in a free-to-play game, you don't own it, you're licensing access, and that license can be revoked whenever the publisher wants. It's in the terms of service nobody reads. You're not buying a couch, you're renting the idea of a couch, and now the landlord's kicking you out. So what does this mean going forward? Well, The Sims Mobile probably won't be the last thing to get cut. EA's carrying $55 billion in debt, and private equity doesn't mess around. If something's not making money, it's gone. Studios could be next. Projects in development could get canned, and more live service games, especially older ones, are probably on thin ice. This is what happens when a publisher goes private. The priorities shift. It's not about keeping players happy or maintaining a portfolio of games. It's about paying back investors. And if your favorite game is in the red, even a little bit, it's a liability. The message here is pretty clear. Don't get attached to always online games. Don't assume they'll be around forever. And maybe think twice before spending money on something that can vanish overnight overnight because a boardroom in California decided the numbers didn't add up. The Sims Mobile lasted 7 years. That's longer than most, but it still ended the same way they all do, with a corporate blog post, a countdown timer, and a whole lot of people realizing their money bought nothing permanent. So, that's the EA buyout story. $55 billion in debt, one dead mobile game, and probably more cuts coming. What do you think? Are you still playing The Sims Mobile in its final days? Did you lose money on this, or do you just think live service games are a scam in general? Let me know your take in the comments. That's about it. See ya.